Hello, good morning and welcome. And it's Sunday, 5th of February, and it's 9:50. We're just looking at the commitment of traders report. And we'll start off first with the Australian dollar. Here we go. As you can see, there's been a crossover. That's been about 3 weeks ago, where the commercials are now getting more and more heavily into a short on the Australian dollar. So there we go. We're looking at this week. There was 5,500 odd lots short, and there was minus 800 lots long. So the commercials are definitely moving more short on the Australian dollar. I think we're going to see that moving down nicely over the next couple of weeks. So, here's hoping, because I've got my money on it. The British pound. Well, the commercials are net long of that and have been for a long, long time. But the long positions have been reduced. This week we were minus 3,700 lots, which is quite a bit. And we were minus 480 lots short. So that's still 2 to 1 long. And the same with the Australian dollar. They're 2 to 1 short. So the net position of the commercials on the Australian dollars is 2 to 1 short. But there's been a big move this week away from the long. We had a crossover about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we're now net short. There we go. Canadian dollar next. Canadian dollar. As you can see, there is actually quite a big move. It doesn't look that much on the graph, but like this week, the short lots was 8,300, which is quite a big move towards short, and there was a crossover a couple of weeks ago. And the long positions was 1,400. So the speculators are going long the Canadian dollar, so they've switched over from short to long. And the commercials have gone short the Canadian dollar from long. So got to get that right. It gets confusing after a bit. So this week on the Canadian dollar, they're about evens, long and short. As you can see, you've got the zero line runs down the middle here, and the red graph line is the commercials, which is really what we follow. We like the green line to be absolutely opposite to it, which it isn't at the moment. But there still is quite a short position there on the Canadian dollar. And I think that's going to move even further. And we come on, the euro. Let's have a look. Yes, they dropped on the euro 5,700 long contracts. So the longs, they dropped 5,700. So that might have been taking profit, but they've increased the shorts by 1,246. So that's a bit of a move there, and you can see from the graph they're still long, but not by as much as they were, and that's what we get. Now, Japanese yen. Right, the long positions went up by 42, and the short positions went up by 14,463 lots. And the Japanese yen on the commercials is now 2 to 1 long. So you're long the yen, short the USD JPY. So there you go. It is quite a position. They are opposite. The speculators are the other way round to the commercials, which is what we like. And yep, hopefully we will see a short on the pair, so a long on the Japanese yen. There are other things that I was quite interested in, which I haven't mentioned before, like metals. If you are into metals, silver looks about the best at the pair. Right, you've got quite a high position on the silver at the moment, up there. Silver dollar, that would be 17.50, and you've got quite a short position here on your commercials. So that looks quite a good position. Copper, basically the same. Copper, yeah, it's still high. The market generally is, the trend is for a lower price. The commercials and the speculators are opposed. Eventually the price of copper will come down, and it's got quite a long way to fall. Here we go. Now the next one I wanted to have a look at was the S&P 500, and on that again, we got the commercials and the speculators opposed. The commercials have got a short position, and they took that about 6 weeks ago. They crossed over from a long position to a short position. We've also been getting negative divergence on the RSI daily S&P 500 chart. So there is quite a few things that are looking a bit negative about that. If I got a lot of money long on that, I think I'd be reducing my position or even getting out of it. So anyway, that's all for this week. I hope you have a great week trading, and we'll see you all next week. Thank you very much. Bye now. Hi, back again. Just thought I would throw this one in. This was an afterthought, and I thought, well, I'll just look what happens to the S&P 500 in the last hour of trading. And I flicked the chart up, and wow, I mean, look at that big candle there, short. The last hour of trading, that usually shows a little bit of sentiment, and that to me shows people who wish to leave the market, because that's the way I think it's going. But anyway, look, you have a great weekend. Catch you soon. Bye now.